Uh, well, I gotta re-record this. I really don't want to, but I love you guys. Credit to this person. They totally don't need to rot in hell. The title of this fanfic is called Sponge Trick. One day, Patrick decides to go to his best friend's house, also known as SpongeBob. SpongeBob was strangely horny that day, trying to censorship anyone in his. I don't want to do this. Anyone in his views. So when Patrick knocked on SpongeBob's door, SpongeBob opened it immediately knew Patrick was his first victim. He just can't rush things though. He has to wait for the right moment. Hi, Patrick, SpongeBob said seductively, craving Patrick even more by the second. Hey, SpongeBob, Patrick said with a hint of dumbness in his voice. Wanna play today? Oh yeah, I wanna play. SpongeBob licked his lips, his yellow member throbbing against his square pants. Now's the time, he thought. Swiftly, SpongeBob pulled Patrick in for a kiss. Patrick tried pulling away, but every step he went, SpongeBob went until he cornered himself to the point where SpongeBob grabbed him and forced him to kiss back. In between kisses, scared Patrick said, "What are you doing, pal?" SpongeBob replied only with his actions, his hand palming Patrick's length. Patrick, being terrified but pleasure, moaned but didn't mean to. It just felt so good, he couldn't help it. "Ah, Sponge Buddy, stop it. It's weird," he stuttered. "Oh, you like that, don't you?" SpongeBob's mouth watered at the sound of Patrick's moans. It turned him on. "Don't deny you don't like that, Patrick." Patrick was still scared, but the pleasure arising defeated the airy waves floating through the air. Patrick was so scared that he couldn't stand a chance against his friend. He didn't even want to moan out loud, which made him cry because it felt so good, but also turned SpongeBob on, and he wanted to stop, but at the same time, he didn't. He wanted more. As you can see here, this is a rape victim giving up. SpongeBob grew tired of palming him, so he pulled down Patrick's pants, revealed his thick, pink stick. Patrick panicked, quickly trying to pull up his pants, but SpongeBob slapped his hand away. Patrick whimpered at the slap, but still tried hiding his stick. He tried hiding it with his hands, but they were fortunately too small. "Buddy, do you trust me?" Patrick nodded, still feeling uncomfortable. "Okay, I'll make you feel good, I promise." His words relaxed Patrick somewhat, but his fear was still stirring inside him. Patrick felt uneasy about the way SpongeBob was acting, but SpongeBob did promise to make him feel good, so he went along with it. He was quickly cut off his thoughts as SpongeBob knelt down and took his pink stick into his mouth. I can't. As soon as SpongeBob started pumping, Patrick let out a deep, throaty moan. This encouraged SpongeBob going faster and harder until he tasted gum being exploded into his mouth. "Please," SpongeBob swallowed it. Patrick panted. He didn't know what SpongeBob or himself was doing, but he liked it. SpongeBob looked up at Patrick with a bit of gum falling out the sides of his mouth, but quickly noticed Patrick's panicked expressions. "Am I hurting you, friend?" No, Patrick stuttered. "It's just a weird feeling, and all of a sudden my thingy went up." You can't see me, but my eyebrows raised when I said, quote unquote, thingy went up. Just to give you just what's going on the other side of the screen. SpongeBob's eyes traveled down to Patrick's stick. See, also, that's not how an erection works. You can't you can't produce said gum before you get said erection. Anyways, SpongeBob smirked, feeling proud and satisfied that he was the first to give Patrick a boner. "SpongeBob, I've never done this before. I'm scared." SpongeBob replied, "And that's why I'm doing it to you. It's your first time. It'll be good. You'll be fine. I promise. Don't break that promise, Patrick wearily stutters. I mean, don't break the promise. Patrick wearily stutters. I won't. Next thing any of them can process. Patrick is on the bed while SpongeBob is on top. SpongeBob got undressed and climbed back on top. He licked Patrick's face and traveled down throughout his whole body, kissing him every now and then. Patrick trembled, feeling quite cold because SpongeBob licked across his body. But SpongeBob was making him feel good, better than he expected. SpongeBob was not patient at all. He was getting sexually frustrated. Patrick, I need to stay calm because this might hurt. Just relax. Relax. Okay. Patrick gasped at the unusual feeling and his eyes looked down to see SpongeBob's stick inside Patrick's Uranus. Does it hurt, Pat? Patrick nodded, tears brimming in his eyes. SpongeBob took notice of this and quickly tried to pull out, but couldn't because Patrick stopped him. No, I want this. Continue. You sure? Yes, please continue. A little note from the reader here. If you want to write a book, even a fanfic, please, when using words, make sure they're not repetitive. Anyways, back to the story. SpongeBob suddenly felt sadness for forcing Patrick into doing this. Well, Patrick shed his tears on the pillow next to him. Carefully, SpongeBob thrust it in and out and got faster as soon as Patrick moaned louder and louder with every thrust. He knew this was going to be hard without his snail lube. I'm doing this for you guys! He had used too much of it masturbating. I'm going to... Oh my! Patrick gasped, his back arching at new sensation. SpongeBob thrust faster until they both came to their highest. Rolling off Patrick, SpongeBob asked them, So, how was your first time? It felt weird, but it was okay. It kinda hurt, but it did feel good. Thank you, SpongeBob. Mind if I return the favor? SpongeBob smiled at Patrick's innocence, glad he was his first, placing a long, desperate kiss on his lip. He agreed to having Patrick pleasure him. As soon as Patrick topped, Patrick forgot to support himself with his other arm, fell on top of SpongeBob, and flew off the bed, thinking SpongeBob was okay since he was made of sponge. Oops! Patrick giggled at himself. It was then he started panicking when silence sliced through the air. Looking over to see if SpongeBob was okay, he screamed to what lay before his own eyes. SpongeBob laid on the bed as pale as ever. His butt was all over the bed sheets, and his body was fractured. The SpongeBob was no longer breathing as he had no life. Patrick literally squished the life out of his best friend and lover. No. Is it called Stockholm Syndrome? The thing that, what's her name? Belle suffered from when the Beast kidnapped her, so she fell in love with him because reasons? Whatever, that's what's happening. Stockholm Syndrome. He was not your lover. He was your rapist. And he deserved what he got. He didn't know how to wash off the blood that trickled down his back because he never showers. Sponge buddy, we're not playing play dead anymore. Please stop. You're scaring me. Patrick cried, only to be greeted with no response. What have I done? I could give anything to bring him back. Patrick then figured out something. He decided that since his lover died there, then so will he. He laid there and SpongeBob pulled up blood in silence until he would then decease. Dedicated to, oh no, swearing. I'm a child of Jesus. The end. We're not going to read the comments.